Welcome to the Quick Guide to Formality in Academic Writing from the Learner Development Service at Manchester Metropolitan University. It's really important that your academic writing is appropriately formal in your university exams and assignments. If your tone is too informal, your argument or ideas can be weakened. This is because an informal tone can make you sound more casual and can even make you appear poorly informed about your topic. As a result, your reader is more likely to dismiss your work as not academic and not take you seriously. However, if the correct level of formality is used, your argument will be strengthened by your confident tone. You will sound more knowledgeable, so your reader is more likely to think you're intelligent and well-informed. It will be clear that you're taking the subject seriously. Feedback on your work can help you identify whether your tone is too informal. Look out for feedback that says, "At times your language is too colloquial." This means you need to start using a dictionary alongside other academic texts to determine the exact meanings of things and the more academic way of expressing yourself. If your tutor says this is too opinionated and personal, you should provide more balance, avoid using things like I, me and my, avoid emotion or emphasis. If you're told your style is not entirely appropriate for an academic assignment, you may need to do some research into academic genre. Have a look at the conventions for your subject and check you're doing the correct type of writing. In addition, we have a handy checklist that you can use to check whether your writing is appropriately formal. On the left, there are a number of features of informal writing. These are best avoided at university level. Instead, aim to meet the criteria on the right. Let's take a look at the list now. Try to avoid contractions such as can't and don't. Write words in full. For example, cannot, do not. Punctuation should help guide your reader through the text. It should not add too much emphasis or emotion. Avoid using exclamation marks and ellipsis, as these are a little too emotive and creative. Question marks are best avoided, as you should not ask the reader direct questions. Brackets and dashes interrupt sentence flow quite strongly, so it's also better to avoid them. Non-standard language, such as colloquialisms and slang, are generally not suited to academic writing. However, there are a few clear-cut rules about what makes language formal. Therefore, it's a good idea to read formal texts, such as academic journals and books, to see what kind of language is better for academic writing. Avoid emotion and emphasis. Aim to sound objective and balanced in all of your writing. Generalizations and vagueness are not a good idea in your assignment. Good tutor will prefer you to use specific language and examples. Unfortunately, academic writing is not intended to be fun. You should maintain a serious tone to demonstrate professionalism and encourage your reader to respect your views. Figurative language can confuse your reader as well as making your work sound chatty. Therefore, you should avoid metaphors and idioms such as "it's raining cats and dogs" or "kick the bucket." Be precise, specific and clear with all of your language. Phrasal verbs can cause problems with clarity and formality, particularly if English is not your or your tutor's first language. A phrasal verb is a verb made up of multiple words. When we look at the words separately, they do not mean the same as when we put them together. For example, live up to means to meet expectations. However, live means to survive, and both up and to denote directions of movement. So does live up to mean to survive in an upwards direction? It might seem clear to you that this is not what it means, but your reader can misunderstand what you're trying to say. Instead, use unambiguous language such as achieve or meet expectations. Pause the video now and have a go at the activity underneath. In the paragraph, there are several issues with formality. Try to identify the issues and, if possible, improve the formality of the text. More confident writers may wish to use the copy of the document with no prompts. If you're struggling, use the document with prompts in green boxes to guide you. Pause the video now to have a go, and then press play when you're ready to continue and see the answers. Now let's have a look at the answers together. Overflowing is a metaphor and adds too much emphasis to the text. It's too creative. The word literally is also problematic as it's been misused here. This means that Manchester is actually full of political history and it's spilling over the edges. This is obviously nonsense, so the word literally undermines the formality and academic tone of the text. Dashes are best avoided, as they interrupt the sentence too forcibly. This should be a comma instead. The exclamation mark is also inappropriate and should be exchanged for a full stop. Stood up for is a phrasal verb. It may sound to your reader as if the people were literally standing up, and it also makes your work sound less formal. It's better to change this for a more precise and academic alternative, such as supported or campaigned for. Everyone believes is a huge overgeneralization and obviously untrue. This should be hedged. For example, several people may believe. For more information on how to hedge, please see our video guide on hedging. Over the years is extremely vague. What time period are we talking about? The writer should be more specific and give precise dates. You should not start sentences with conjunctions such as and or but in academic writing. These should only be used to join sentences together. Instead, we can use an adverbial like however at the beginning of a sentence. Contractions make your work appear informal and slapdash. This should be could not. Actually, the tone of this whole sentence is not quite appropriate for academic writing. It could be made more formal by rephrasing to something like, however, this may be a misconception. Using the first person is only appropriate for reflective assignments. For most academic writing, you should aim to use the third person. It is better to say, this essay will argue. For more information about using the third person, watch our video on first, second and third person. The word whole is unnecessarily emphatic. The country is already whole, so this only serves to exaggerate your point. Cut out exaggeration to sound more formal and balanced. This is a colloquialism, meaning it is casual language more suited to informal spoken communication. It is better to say almost, for example, in this sentence. If you want to check any of these answers again after the video, you can view the highlighted text in a document below. It's a good idea to make a note of anything you missed or struggled with in the activity, as this issue may be present in your own work. Thank you for watching our video. We hope you found it useful and can now start to apply what you learned to your academic writing. Don't forget to check out some of our other videos and consider joining the writing project or one of our one-off workshops for more study skills support. Alternatively, use the contact details here to get in touch and ask any question you may have.